Drinking buddies, this might just be the most important shelf versus allocated versus unicorn that I have ever done. Let's go.
I'm your drinking buddy.
All right, drinking buddies. So this new release, Knob Creek 10-year rye, is really good. It's going to be a shelf bottle, and it's about $60. And I'm kind of blown away by the quality of it for the price. 100 proof. And yeah, shelf bottle. It's really impressive. What about some other bottles in that category? Other 10-year ryes. There's not a lot. I recently did a 10+ year rye flight at Barrel Proof. If you're interested in that, it's on the channel. You can find it. But I thought it would be really interesting to do one at lower proof to compare to this. So we have our shelf, but our allocated is going to be the Michter's 10-year rye. Michter's 10-year rye. And our unicorn, that one is 92.8 proof. And then our unicorn is going to be the Van Winkle Family Reserve Rye, and that one is 95.6 proof. And we have 3 great whiskeys up here. I'm not sure this guy can hang with the competition that it's in, but we will find out. It is very good though, and it'll be findable. So if it wins, that's just awesome. If it can, pull off an upset here. This one does smell like it's a little proofy. So I'm not doing any guessing, but if there's something that leads me in one direction, I think it's dishonest for me to not mention it. So the higher proof, the proofiness of this leads me to believe it's that. But I could be wrong. It is my first drink of the day. Normally I do a warm-up pour, but today I just really wanted to dive right into this. And they're not very high proof, so my palate's not like gonna get shocked. So, all right, anyway, long story short here, we have butterscotch, brown sugar, bourbon, vanilla, heat, as I said, and oak. There's a really nice oaky thing on the nose. Oh yeah, man, that is just good. That is just good. So we have here rye spice, brown sugar. There is some herbal tea here. Not very herbally, but there is some herb there. More spicy than herbal, more sweet than savory. This is a pretty good rye. Let's go into glass 2. You know what? I'm going to rinse in between. It's a smaller flight, so. This is way more herbal on the nose than the first one. But now I'm getting like licorice on here. Sometimes it helps to go back, This is like black licorice. Man, and the proof has died down on that too. Maybe I didn't let them sit in the glasses long enough. Now I'm getting way more out of both. This is black pepper and red licorice. That one's more like black licorice on the nose. Oak here as well. And a little bit of that herbal tea thing. I've been getting that more and more on ryes lately. So I wonder if it's one of those things where I, for the longest time, was calling it something else, and then now that I realize that it's herbal tea, it just like clicks. I don't know. Okay, that is really, really freaking good. So what do we got a lot to unpack here. It is very red licorice, red vines, cherry, not very spicy, not herbal at all on the palate, vanilla, brown sugar, oak, little medicinal cherry. The mouthfeel isn't as good as this one. It's a little thinner on the mouthfeel, but there is definitely a longer finish here. So 10+ year ryes. Can you think of any that I might have missed in this category? Not barrel proof. So I was going not high proof, 100 or below. So I couldn't think of a lot of them. I know there's the new Bullet 12-year rye, which I think is 86 or 90 proof. So I could have included that, but that would have just replaced this because you don't really need 2 shelf bottles. But anyway, drop a comment down below if there's a sub 100 proof 10-year rye that I'm missing in this flight. What's really cool here is that all 3 smell completely different. The nose is just wildly different on all of them. This is the most herbal. This one's like more black licorice, and this one's more like red licorice. And this one kind of smells like a bourbon on the nose. This is like brown sugar, bourbon vanilla. Dare I say cornbread. A little oak here as well. That is the oakiest of the 3. Taste the oldest. There is vanilla, little spicy thing, but man, if you would have given me this one blind, I think I would have guessed that's a bourbon. So if you're not like super into ryes, whatever's in glass 3 might be something you want to look into, unless it's the Family Reserve rye from Van Winkle, because if that's the case, you can't. But now I'm getting a little bit of a dill thing. Dill. Yeah, I think that's my least favorite of the 3, but I do like all 3. I'll tell you guys what, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pause this. I'm going to go through these again. When we come back, I'll tell you which one my favorite is. We'll see if maybe a Cinderella story can happen. Maybe this Knob Creek 10 will have the biggest upset since David. We will see. Drinking buddies, I actually didn't deliberate nearly as long as I normally do. Normally these deliberations take me like 20 to 30 minutes. I basically drank from each glass one more time. And I wanted to share some thoughts with you because this is a tough one. I know what all 3 are. I'm 100% confident that this is the Knob Creek, this is the Pappy, and this is the Michter's. And at the moment, I'm struggling right now to decide if that is affecting my judgment. But I mean, I just had this the other day, and it tastes like that. It's more herbal than the other 2. This drank fairly herbal when I did the review of it. This is just classic Buffalo Trace rye vibes, where you're getting that red licorice thing. You're getting the Buffalo Trace cherry, and this one over here. Sometimes on Michter's, I get that dill thing, and there was just a point where I'm drinking this where I'm like, I know that's the Michter's. It's almost like a bourbon that has Michter's rye. To me, often drinks like a boo rye or like a really high rye bourbon, more so than a rye to me. It's probably like a 51% rye situation, so it's barely legal rye territory. Which these guys are probably fairly low rye too. I don't think the Knob Creek gives us the mash bill on it, but generally, when it comes to Kentucky ryes, they're usually fairly low rye. Anyway, long story short, the obvious favorite is the one that I think is the Pappy, but I think I would lean the Knob Creek next, which is really cool because I do like it better than the allocated bottle. But let's just make sure I'm right here. Least favorite was the Michter's, second favorite was the Knob Creek, and my favorite was the Pappy, of course. Okay, so what did we learn here today? Well, Van Winkle is allocated and hard to come by and super unicorn for a reason. It's a great product. Is it worth paying secondary prices? No, I definitely don't think so. I would rather, if I can't buy this bottle at retail, it's probably a pass for me. I do really like it, but when I can buy this for $60, or, I only have to do a little bit of hunting to get this Michter's Barrel Strength Rye, or, I can buy this any day of the week as well, or, you know what, I have to have somebody in another state buy this one for me, but the Sweet Mash Rye from Hard Truth, New Riff Malted Rye, it's just not worth more than MSRP, which is like $150. Maybe I'd go up to $200 just because of the name, but it's just not worth more than that. So if you've hyped up Pappy or Van Winkle or these things in your head to a point of ridiculousness where you think they're going to be this life-changing experience, that's how you end up disappointed, because they are not that. Great whiskey? Yes. Best one on this table? Yes. $1,000 bottle? Not a chance. Anyway, drinking buddies, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all of you. I couldn't do this without you. Every time you guys like the video, you make this thing possible. Every time you guys subscribe to this channel, you keep this thing going. My channel members, man, you guys are amazing. I love chatting with you guys every day over on the Discord. There's a link in the description to become a channel member. How does it work? You give me a couple bucks a month, and I have a bunch of perks for you. Monthly giveaway, Discord membership. Yeah, lots of cool stuff going on in the Discord. We do a monthly-ish blind flight. Anyway, really appreciate all of you. Cheers. Thanks for watching.
I'm your drinking buddy.